Hi guys, in this video we're going to be looking at how to calculate fractions of a whole number. So to have reached this point, we should already be quite comfortable with how to work out fractions of a shape. And now we're looking at how to work out fractions of a quantity, of a number. So here, we're being asked to work out what half of 16 is. Now, the cheeky little secret that people don't always realise about fractions is that they are just division sums. All we are being asked to do is split 16 into two groups. So we know our denominator tells us how many groups we are splitting it into. So in this case, we're splitting it into two equal groups. Remembering that when it comes to fractions, the groups must be equal. So, 16 counters split into two groups. I can start sharing them equally among these two groups, and this will let me know how many will belong in each group. Now they've been equally divided into two groups, we can see that there are 8 in this group and 8 in this group. So that lets us know that a half of 16 is 8. Now, in this example, we're being asked to split it into 4 equal groups. We're being asked what a quarter of 16 is. Again, we can follow exactly the same method, exactly the same procedure, sharing these counters out equally between these 4 groups. And in this case, we can see by the time we've shared those counters out into those 4 equal groups, we have 4 in each group. Now, the astute among you might have realised that actually what we can do is we can just use our times tables to do this. So we are essentially being asked to do our 4 times table up until we get to 16. So what we could do is we could write out our 4 times table, 4, 8, 12, 16. See how many stations we had, 1, 2, 3, 4. And that gives us our answer as well. So if you've seen the division video already, you can apply all the same ideas for working out fractions. So you can do it by separating counters into equal groups, or you can do it by writing out the stations of your times tables and doing it that way. Now, in this example, we're being asked to calculate a third of 9, or to split 9 into 3 equal groups. Now again, we're going to do it exactly the same way. I'll do it first of all by splitting up the counters into 3 equal groups, and second of all by trying it using the times table method. So here, we split up the counters equally, and straight away we can see our answer there. There are 3 in each group, so a third of 9 is 3. The other way we could do it is using our 3 times table, writing down the station, 3, 6, 9. We stopped at 9. How many stations was it? It was 3 in total. So a third of 9 is 3. One more then. This time we're going to be using our 6 times table. And for quickness, I'm going to start off using the times table method. So I'm going to do my 6 times table. 6, 12, 18. Got there pretty quickly. Again, the answer should be 3 in this case. Let's see whether it works using the counters. And again, we see we achieve exactly the same answer. So we have 6 equal groups with 3 in each group. So a sixth of 18 equals 3. So let's look at these examples quickly. Again, we'll just use our times table method to work these out. So in this case, I know I'll be doing my 3 times table up until we get to 21. So I can go 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21. That is a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 stations. Same thing applied here, but I'm going to be using my 4 times table because I'm working out a quarter of 32. So I do my 4 times table, 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32. In total, that was 8 stations And so I will know that my answer is 8. A quarter of 32 is 8. Applying the same thing here. 1/5 of 25. I'll be using my 5 times table up until I get to 25. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. I'm just counting on my fingers this time, but I can see I've got 5 fingers up. I counted 5 stations. So 1/5 of 25 is 5. Now to finish up with, we're going to look at 2 slightly wordier examples. So when it comes to word problems like this, interpretation is everything. It is all about reading the question carefully and making sure you understand what it's asking you. So your maths can be spot on. You can be a really, really good mathematician. But if you can't read and understand the question, then that's going to trip you up. So in this case, we're being told in a class of 32, got my 32 bodies here, a quarter are absent. Of those present, a third of them are boys. How many girls are present? So, let's think about this here. What information do I have? Well, I have, first of all, that there's 32 kids and a quarter of them are off today. A quarter of them are absent. So first of all, I'm going to start off by working out a quarter of 32. So I'll do my 4 times table until I get to 32, and the answer I get there is 8. So I know that 8 of these kids are off. So I'm going to take 8 of them, I'm going to get rid of them. So I'm going to do 32 take away 8 to see how many kids I'm left with. And I know that now I'm left with 24 kids. So there's 24 kids left. Now, of those present, of those left, a third of them are boys. So the next thing we're going to want to work out is how many boys are there? So a third of those 24 are boys. So let's do our 3 times table this time. It's a third to work out how many boys there are. So a third of 24, do my 3 times table, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24. That was 8 stations in total. So 8 of this lot here are boys. So I'm going to take this 8 and move them aside there. That's the boys. Whatever is left are girls in this case. So I know that there were 24 in the class, but 8 of them are boys, which means that the remainder, which is 16, those are girls. So all of this lot in this class are girls, all of this lot are boys. Here's a final example. So, Snappy the crocodile was born with 40 teeth. And we've got his 40 teeth down here. He lost a fifth of his teeth in his first year. And then a quarter in the next year. How many teeth did he have left? So again, we're going to have to do this problem in stages. We know he's got 40 teeth. But in his first year, he loses a fifth. So we're going to work out a fifth of 40 to start with. So, do our 5 times table up until we get to 40. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. That was 8. So in his first year of life, he lost a fifth of his teeth, which is 8 teeth. So let's take 8 of those teeth and yank them out. Sorry, Snappy. Out they come. Off they go. Okay, so how many teeth has he got left? Well, he had 40, but he's lost 8 of them, so he has 32 teeth left. Okay, now the next year, he lost a quarter of them. So we're now needing to work out what a quarter of 32 is. So a quarter of 32, he's losing another quarter of them. So we're going to do our 4 times table up until we get to 32. And the answer, yet again, this number seems to be coming up a lot today, is 8. He's losing another 8 teeth. So he lost a fifth of his 40 teeth. He was left with 32. Now he's losing a quarter of them. So he's going to be losing another 8. Once again, out they come, and off they go. So finally, we're going to do 32, take away those 8, and in the end, we can see he is left with 24 teeth. So we've had to use our knowledge of fractions and our knowledge of subtraction, and we've had to read and interpret the problem here. But we can see how fractions can be used to solve fairly complex problems.